to my channel. Today's video is all about teaching you newly qualified yoga teachers how to get started in the best way possible on your careers. As you know, I wrote this book called The Yoga Mentor. I'm very proud of it. I took a lot of time to put all the things in this book that I feel I did well to help to bring me to this point in my career, and all the things that I didn't do well that I really recommend you avoid as well. This book actually has got lots of different things in it, but I wanted to just distill down the best things for you, because maybe you're just going through a time in your life right now where you can't buy the book for whatever reason. Maybe it's been Christmas, all of us are skint after Christmas, or maybe it's just not the right time for you at this moment to go and buy the book. So this video is going to add the 5 things that I feel everybody should be doing if they want to get started. And just before I launch off into those 5 things, you might be looking to me and you might be thinking, Cel, seriously, who are you? I mean, you're not world famous, honey bun. And I wanted to just totally agree with you on that point. I know I'm not this world famous person with millions of followers, but the tiny bit of success that I have had in terms of growing this channel or my Instagram, guys, I am living such an amazing life because of the work and the effort that I've put in. Even with my small following, I get to teach workshops all over the world. I've had the opportunity to work in some exotic locations teaching retreats. I traveled all through Asia with Dylan Werner. I've had the chance to be on yachts in Monaco with billionaires. I've done so many cool things. And I think the most important thing is, in spite of all of that, I am just so happy because I'm working my passion each and every day. So even if like this big stuff hadn't happened, I can promise you, and I say this with my hand on my heart, even if I just went to my little classes each and every day, I am so happy to do that because I love teaching yoga more than anything. And the reason I got to this place are because of the 5 things I'm going to share with you. Okay, my love, so the very first thing that I'm going to share with you, and I feel like this is so important, is you need to add value. If you can go out into the yoga community and you're noticing that a lot of yoga teachers are teaching the same sort of thing, you need to think, okay, those needs are being met in the community. What can you do that's maybe a little bit different? How can you go out there and add value in a new way that would maybe get people to stop and think, oh wow, you're a yoga teacher that really adds value. You create something a little bit more special for me to go and experience something that I wouldn't get anywhere else. That's what you've always got to think. Whether you do an Instagram post, whether you create a class or a workshop, what are you doing to add value? And at this moment, I want to share with you someone in the community here in London who's doing an exceptional job of that. Her name is Shona Virtue. Now, not only is this girl absolutely beautiful, and you might at first glance think, oh yeah, that's why she's doing well. No, you can take a look with a magnifying glass at everything she's doing. You'll notice that Shona adds massive value at every single moment that she can. In all of her posts, she puts a lot of time into the copy, and you can see that she's taken a moment to think, what can I teach someone that will make their day better or make them more knowledgeable or empower them? Even in something simple like her Instagram stories, she doesn't just take you like I do through her day, but rather she goes away and like maybe adds what her stretching routine was, or maybe she'll do a Facebook Live on her workout. And in that way, you can look at her, you can be like, oh my God, this girl has such a beautiful body. I would love to be someone who has a physique similar to hers. What is she doing every day? And then she gives that information and you can follow it along with her. So I really wanted to encourage you to check out Shona Virtue. I follow her on Instagram, and I know that she has an amazing website that she sells online products as well. Definitely check out her content because this chick is adding value so much more than most people out there. And then if you're thinking, oh, I want to add value like Shona, model what she's doing. Don't copy her content, but think, what have I got to offer and how can I do it in a similar way so that we get everybody in this world experiencing a lot more amazing stuff. Number 2 is community, and this is an umbrella term which basically sums up to the full everything that I feel encompasses going out there and using the skills and the knowledge of other people to help you grow, or so you can collaborate and help each other grow. So for example, when I first started teaching, this was something I was really great at. I would go out into the community and I would notice what teachers are teaching amazing classes. Their classes were buzzing with energy. I would go to their class and I would be their student. I'd learn loads, and then I would become their friend and I would offer my help and support. By the the way, if you ever need a cover, please call me because I really want to break into teaching. And that's how I grew. That was the first step into my teaching career. Where I definitely fell short though, guys, is things like my social media. Everyone has been doing collaborations on YouTube forever, and little Sally over here has just been on her own on the channel the whole time. And who knows, maybe I could have learned how to grow my channel much faster had I learned from other people who are already doing it and I collaborated with them. So I wanted to encourage you not to make the same mistake as me. In fact, I want you guys to think, how can I connect with other people that are doing well? How can I learn from them? How can I help support them? How can we support each other? And how can we grow together with classes, clients, workshops, social media, you name it. Go out there, collaborate with other people, and I guarantee it's going to make an absolute hugest of difference in helping you to grow. Okay, number 3, guys, is marketing. I can't stress this word enough. The amount of times someone who's opening a brand new yoga center has called me up and been like, Sel, come on over, come and check out my space. And I've rocked up there and I've looked at this incredible open studio. They've put in their heart and soul. They've really broken their backs to make it beautiful. And I sit down with them and I'm like, okay, this place is amazing. What's your marketing strategy for getting clients? And you can see this glazed expression come over them and they're like, marketing? We will get like the best yoga teachers and then they'll bring their following. This is not a marketing strategy, guys. And I know I'm just gave an example of people who are out there opening studios, but even as a yoga teacher, I remember having dinner once with a friend. He sat me down and he was looking a bit sad and I was like, you know, what's going on? And he goes, well, you know, this morning I met up with one of my yoga teachers and she was just feeling really frustrated about how the yoga industry is going these days. And I wanted him to elaborate because I didn't quite understand. And he started talking about how in the old days, a yoga teacher in London would just know a lot. They would go on courses or they would study with the Dalai Lama or they'd travel to the Himalayas or whatever. These people have so much knowledge and they would be the best yoga teachers in London. But today things have changed so much. Now it's not about who's the best. Now it's about who's great at marketing, because that's how people get to know about you. Now you might be like that yoga teacher that my friend was referring to, who's actually feeling a bit sad about how the industry is because it's not about knowledge anymore. But guys, I know I've said this a million times before, but you can either hate the game or you can play the game. And I really recommend you look at what you have to offer and you just use that as your marketing strategy. People feel weird telling other people about themselves. They're like, but I feel a bit like narcissistic just posting poses of myself. And I know that sometimes I've had that voice in my head going, seriously, Sel, like what is this all about? But if you think, you know, actually I just want to post something that's going to inspire someone to get on their mat today, or I'm going to post something that's going to help someone just look at the world in a more positive way. Yes, that's referring back to adding value, but also you're starting to reach out into the community, and that marketing is going to help get your message, whatever your message is, out into the world. So don't feel weird about marketing. Marketing is just one of them things. It is here to stay. You've either got to like it, or if you don't like it, don't do it, but then don't get moody and sad about the fact that you haven't got a huge following or that you're not the most popular teacher in London just because you know a lot. It's unfortunately these days not enough. Number 4 is innovation. Innovation is taking the time to stop and think, what am I going to do this week or today that's going to really be different from last time? And again, it's going to go back to adding value. Mostly everything goes back to adding value, but innovation, it's a slightly higher level because now you're not just giving mindlessly, but you're stopping and you're really planning. How can you give something in a new way this time that adds on to what you did last time? If you take, for example, any industry out there, they're always looking at the products and the services that they offer, and then they're slightly tweaking things to make it better. The example that pops straight into my mind is, you know, us girls, we use like the Gillette razor blade to shave our legs if you shave your legs. For the longest time, they had like one blade, and then you could buy the 2 blades, and now there's 3 blades that work super well. Then they added like a little strip of plastic with waves because that smooths out the skin, and then there was like a little pad that gels the skin so you don't have to soap your body first, and then the handle transformed and now it vibrates, and the razor blade has gone through so many crazy transformations and innovations because they want people to stay on their toes and keep buying new products. They figured that if you just buy the handle, people are just going to keep buying the blades. They're not going to make as much money. But if you keep making a product that's really different every time and has got this huge marketing strategy behind it, then these people are going to keep buying new products and they're going to make lots more money. Now, you're not doing this for the money. I know that. But at the same time, you've got to remember that holding on to students these days can be tricky because People are always going to be out there looking for the next best thing. But if you're innovating and you're thinking to yourself, how can I teach this class that builds onto the class I had before and helps this person, they've already achieved this pose, to maybe take it to another level, these people are going to stay with you for years. And unfortunately, we're an industry that's people driven and people can be fickle at times. And so you've really got to take a moment to think, how can I nurture people and help them become the best they can be? And just going back again to marketing, innovation and marketing, these two things, really, without this, there is no business. You haven't got a business if you're not innovating and you're not marketing. Those two things, guys, you have to put time and effort into them. Oh, you've been listening to me yapping for such a long time. Thank you. I'm gonna teach you the last tip, and it's super easy. It's number 5, and that's be yourself. And you know what? I say it's super easy, but actually that was a big fat lie. It's hard to be yourself because there is all this pressure, there's outside things happening, and you'll go to someone's class and someone will be talking in a certain voice and you'll think, oh, they've got lots of students, maybe I should talk in this voice as well. But it'll come out a bit weird because it's not your voice, it sounds a bit awkward. Oh my goodness, I went through this and I still go through this sometimes, and I can't stress enough how important it is to just be yourself. As you can hear, I talk fast, guys. I'm like da-da-da-da-da-da. And I remember once going to this lady, she was a television reporter for years, and I went to her for mentoring on how to be good on a YouTube channel or how to do good content, because I was about to fly to America to shoot for Yoga Download. And I rocked up at her house, and one of the first things she said is like, you just need to slow down. And so I shot some of my videos like this, and as you can hear, I sound really weird. And those videos didn't perform very well. And so that's why now I just talk like me. If I was talking with my friend and I was really passionate about something, I would get all like elevated I would get loud and like I use my hands a lot, and I'm like a super passionate person. And so I talk a little bit like crazy and fast. That's just me. And since I've been just doing that, things are going so much better. And you know what? The people who like me are with me, and the people who don't aren't. It's okay. Not everybody has to like you for you to do well. As I said at the start of this video, I don't have a big following, but even with the tiny following I have, I'm living such an exceptional life, and I really genuinely want you to live the same life too. Just before I sign off, I want to remind you, if you can buy the Yoga Mentor, it'll be awesome to have your support, and if you do have the time to leave me a review on Amazon, I'll be really grateful. Thank you so much for being here with me through all of that talking. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and remember, whatever stage you're at in your career, I just know that these 5 things will help to progress you onto the next level. Sending you loads of love, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.